Hello everyone, my name is Checkers the Wolf, and today I'll be showing you guys how to draw a simple art piece like the one that you see on your screen right here. This art piece is known as the paper effect, and what you're going to need to do this is in this particular tutorial I will be drawing it in a well-known app that is known as Procreate. You're going to need to go to a website which I will put on the screen now, and you're going to have to generate some color swatches or a color swatch palette for you. You don't need an Apple Pencil, but I will be using an Apple Pencil. That is totally optional. I will be also trying to do this same tutorial but on computer and most likely Photoshop. So to get started, you're going to want to go to your gallery and you're going to want to make a new canvas, which I already have. Now if you want to use the same colors that I'll be using to draw today's art piece in today's tutorial, I'll be linking the color swatches and hexadecimal codes for them in the description down below. So your new canvas that you created, doesn't matter the size, but you're going to want to, what I did is I took a snapshot, or I took a screenshot of the color palette that I had here, that I was given through the Adobe website, and I just pasted on here in its own layer, and I locked down the layer, because you're not going to be drawing on that layer. You're just going to be using the dropper tool to select the colors from the swatches, which I already have made my own color palette, so I won't even need this one right here. So to start out with mine, you're going to want to make your background color, this last color. So all the brushes that you're going to be using are going to be already in Procreate when you first download the app. So these are going to be using the built-in brushes, but the brush I'll be using is the monoline brush. Size does not really matter on here. As long as you complete your shapes and everything like that, you should be just fine. So with our first layer that we have here, which if you just made a new layer, it should be called layer 1, layer 2. It really is weird, but mine was called layer 1. And you're going to take the first color, which for me is the color that you see bouncing right here, and I am going to, with my monoline brush, with this layer selected, I'm just going to draw simple shapes like you see right here. And I'm going to also remove the background layer, just hide it so you guys can see these drawing lines. And basically what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to, essentially, you're just going to want to draw however many shapes you want around here. I'm probably going to do like 6 or whatever. And you're just going to want to fill them in by just clicking the color and just dragging it over to here. So it literally does not matter at all how you make these little drips lines. It's just totally random, and that's what makes the piece unique. So I'm going to just, as I said, just continue to do this till I feel satisfied with my first color. Which, keep in mind also that this first color is going to be the very top of the final art piece. This is going to be the highest point in the art piece, essentially. So you want to try to keep this one pretty small depending on your canvas size, because you're going to have to basically trace around the shapes with your other colors. So I feel satisfied with these 5 shapes I have right here. So then once you have your first color done, you're going to want to make another layer. You're going to want to move this layer below your first layer. And you're going to want to select your second color, which for me is this color that you see right here. And basically what you're going to want to do now, you're going to want to basically trace around the same shapes that you just made. Not too big, but you still want to trace around them pretty good, but you want to make sure Once again, though, you're not really leaving any sharp edges or quick turns in your lines, like you see right here. And this is because when you do it, if you have the sharp lines, once again, it can mess with the shading, and it overall just doesn't really look good on the final art piece. Once again, this is my opinion. Also, guys, if you want to possibly, if you do this tutorial and you want to possibly share it and let me see the art piece, your completed art piece from this tutorial, you can share them to me on Discord. You also can share them to me on my Twitter and yeah, and my Twitter, which I'll also be linking down below with a link to my personal Discord server and name. So you guys can possibly talk to me if you were to join that server or whatever. So now we have the second color done. We like this, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to repeat what we just did with the rest of our colors by just making a new layer, going under the layer, playing that layer under the previous layer, just tracing around the shapes with a little bit bigger border around it. So I'm probably not going to keep showing this over and over again, so I'm probably going to time lapse now.
I just want a bag, like an old lady. I'm backwoods smoking, I don't own papers, pass that 808. That don't shake her. Oh, bitch, you know I'm grinding like a pro skater. Baby mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed, I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up, I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat, while I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shorty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me. Watch, I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, yo, bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Okay, so we are back now. If you guys saw that I had to restart my app because it looked like it crashed on me because it froze. But now that we have all our colors done, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to duplicate all the layers that you see right here. And just by sliding the layer to the left and then duplicating it. And what I do is with the layers that are on the bottom under the original one, or it don't matter either way, but it just makes it easier, is you want to set the layers by just tapping them. You want to tap them once, and then it should bring up this menu right here. You're going to want to alpha lock them. So we're going to want to do that with all the layers that you see right here. And at this point, you guys can, if you want to, you guys can delete this, your original, like, color palette swatches. You don't have to, but you won't be needing it anymore. So if these alpha locked layers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to switch out for a black color. I'm doing just solid black. You're going to want to once again tap the layers that you just set to alpha lock, duplicate layers that you set to alpha lock, and you're going to want to click them. You're going to want to select fill color, or fill layer. And from there, you're going to want to do that. And then, after you've done that, you can remove the alpha lock, once again by tapping the layer, and just tapping the alpha lock once again to disable the alpha lock on the layer. And then here's where the fun part starts, as I consider it. You're going to want to take your layers, and it's pretty important to try to remember the percentage that the blur percentage that you want to do on here. But you're going to want to click this magic wand that you see right here, which is right between the wrench and the S shape that you see right here. And it should pull up this adjustments tab, and with one of the black layers selected, you're going to want to select Gaussian blur. You're going to want to slide to about, give or take about, I like to do about anywhere between 10 to 16%. It really just depends on what you think is the best, but I'm going to go with about 11% Gaussian blur. And we're going to want to put the same with all these black layers. We're going to want to Gaussian blur them by around the same percentage as all the other layers. So I'm going to go with about 11 here, 11%, and it doesn't have to be exact. It just, once again, it really is just what you think looks the best. Which for me, I think 11 looks the best. And if you notice now, it starts to look, your piece may start to look a little bit 3D, which that is what we want. Because that is what this art piece is. It's supposed to be a 3D type of art piece. So now, if you think that this is good, as it is right now, then great, you're finished. But if you want to kind of mess around with a little bit of the lighting of it, and the lighting that are these black layers, then you're going to want to basically just simply, with one of the black layers selected, you're just going to want to kind of give it a half slide on the other black layers, or you can just tap them. Also, to do it, well, not, you don't want to do that, sorry. You're going to want to basically just half slide them and select these layers right here, and you're going to want to click this arrow key that you see right here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, if you want to modify the light, you can do that by moving this around slightly to your liking, which I kind of like it about right here. Perfect. So, once you have that done, your art piece is complete. And this is what you should be getting, or something like this. Now, if you guys have any problems or issues with it, once again, you guys can always DM me on my Discord or ask questions on my Discord server. You guys can also hit me up on my Twitter, which, once again, both of those links will be down in the description below. But this was how you could do your own paper effect art piece in Procreate. I hope you guys have enjoyed this art tutorial, and please like and subscribe for more. Have a great day, everybody, and please stay safe. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, it is Checkers the Wolf, and I have a quick question for you guys. If you guys liked today's art tutorial and you guys would like to see more, could you possibly put that you would want to see more art tutorials in the future in the comments, or DM me on my Discord about it, or Twitter. Also, if you guys have any more ideas on what I should try to draw next, or if you want me to do more live streaming, also put those in the comments or DM me those on Discord and or Twitter. But guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Checkers Wolf signing out. Bye-bye.